even bigger influencers have been doing our challenges. It's crazy. It's crazy to see people that we've looked in different things like that. And then also the situation that happened, um, as y'all seen, Addison, she's done her on TV and different stuff, which is really cool. I was really excited. I still am. I was like, dang, our dance made it all the way so far, all the way to TV. Like, who, TV, that's crazy. But at the same time, it's like, dang, I wish that was us too going up there performing our own dance that we created, you know? Even all the other like people that she did her dance, they did their dance too, and it was their challenges. I feel like they would feel the same way too about that situation.
Definitely.
Yeah. Chris, do you have anything?
Well, it's just like I feel like what's going on right now. I just feel like not so much of well, I would say yes, much of like I just feel like we deserve our credit, and that like that should also just be us up there instead of Addison performing up there, because it's like we put like our hard work and our time into
Yeah,
doing and making the dance, and then she gets to go up there and she gets to go and perform all this stuff, and she gets to go on the Fallon Show to perform our dance that we put our hard work and our time into. And I just think that it's like unfair for us to not have our own recognition for that.
Yeah. And I mean, my understanding is she didn't go on the Fallon Show just to do the dances. And
Yeah.
she also wasn't trying to suggest that she made it up.
right.
So she was going because when a celebrity has something that they're going to promote, if it's a book, a movie, a TV show, whatever, they do a press circuit and they go on all the late night shows, and that's how they market themselves essentially. So she was actually going to promote other things. And then the Fallon Show was like, we think you should do all these TikTok dances, or they came up with it together. Right. So she wasn't, I think a lot of people are a little bit confused because they think that she just went to do the dances and claim them like her own.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not really the case. But
it to be, but feel like she did it, but she didn't meant to make it as what it is right now.
right. And I also think that, as a woman with so many followers like she has an opportunity to shout out the creators of the dances if she's going to do them.
Right.
And if she doesn't want to do that, she can just say, if she doesn't feel like giving credit, or if the Fallon Show is like, we don't want to put the names on it, she can say, fine, I'm not doing it.
True.
So I don't know if it was a case where like other people would have been on the show, but for sure they could have put your names on the screen.
Yeah, they should have done that before everybody started pointing it out. Like, we shouldn't have to start giving them backlash for them to actually do what should have been done in the first place.
And lucky we have a big support system, and so I appreciate all of the different web medias. It's crazy, y'all. We've got people we're finna get put in magazines, literally. Like, we've gotten a whole bunch of. I've done so many interviews today. It's crazy. Even like, you said she even reached out to you and said that she wants to fly us out to Los Angeles just to do a.
She wants us to like go to LA and like dance with her. Now.
Who does?
Addison.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you talk to her?
I did. She actually followed me on TikTok, and so we've been texting back and forth on TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yes, but yeah, it's crazy because like everybody, Twitter, it's going viral. Like,
it's going like it has I think 12.9 million views right now on Twitter. Like everybody's talking about it. Like it's just crazy that we're actually like getting our recognition right now, and like we could actually be like going up from here. It's like crazy.
Not only that, like I appreciate everybody that's done our challenge, like just from the beginning. Because that video has 1.4 million videos that's done. That's crazy. Like that's really crazy.
That is crazy. I got so excited when I saw you guys reposted on Cardi B's stories. I was like losing my mind.
We got posted actually like 3 times, 2 times, and once on TikTok.
We both got reposted. Well, I got reposted for WAP. Didn't you get reposted for WAP too?
Yeah.
We both got reposted for WAP, and then we got reposted for Up.
Were you surprised?
We were surprised, honestly. We were like really happy.
Friends with Cardi, and she's so nice. Like she's one of like the top people. Like not a lot of people like her repost dance videos that we, that's style. So like for her to do that, it's like
like not a lot of big celebrities will like post somebody else dancing to their song, But the fact that she did, like, it means a lot to us. Like, we're getting more recognition and we're just putting ourselves out there more. And we're just thankful for that.
That's so exciting. So you guys are going to come out to California?
Yes, hopefully
So I'll
soon.
see you. I'll get to see you.
Yay.
Really? Yes.
Yeah, I live in LA.
I did not know that. That's so cool.
You knew that, Chris. You knew that. It's fine. You forgot. No big deal. You have a lot of other stuff going on. I totally
No, because
understand.
like your time zone, you would always say the time zone is in like New York time. So I thought you lived in like New York because, like you said, Dub Smash is like made with love in New York. So I thought it was in New York.
Dub Smash is technically made with love in New York. I'm the only one who lives out in LA. Yeah, but usually I go back and forth. But because of COVID, I stopped traveling a lot. So I used to be like 50-50. But anyway, enough about me. Who cares? You know what? I think it's such a shame. I mean, what you said is so true, that it's so amazing. You have so many followers and they are just going to try to make this right for you. And then what happens on the same time is like, then they want to destroy Addison. And it's like, wouldn't it be nice if there was a world where like you guys could get your shine without destroying another person's career?
Yeah, like we want to talk more about it, but then people are also hitting on her. And I don't want to like I don't want her getting hate while we're getting like up there. Like I want us both to be able to like not get backlash and both work together and like be as one and like actually get up there with each other. Not so much putting one down, bringing one up.
Exactly. Maya, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I agree about the same thing. It's probably just a learning experience, you know. So hopefully the next time something like that happens, people, you know, next time they probably know everything that's happened and all the reshares, reposts about us, something is done to that. And so that way it doesn't get to the point where it goes out.
Yeah, right. I mean, hopefully the producers of the show and Addison will be a little bit more careful going forward. I mean, I hear a lot of comments online of people being like, oh, well, what's the difference? Like, you guys made the dance and she just did the dance. Like, why is it so important that people know who made the dance?
Because I feel like, why bring somebody that did not create the dance, you know, to just perform it. But no, we created it. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, like, me and Maya, like, we actually put our, like all these dancers out here, we all put our time and our, like, hard work into making these dances, like, fun dances for people to do. And we really like be creative with these, and we try our best for somebody else to like have the shine of a dance that we worked hard for, and they're just doing it. They're not really working hard to make them.
Like my mom always says, when it's your time, it's your time. Always remain humble, and I always remain humble. And I felt like that a lot of us Dub Smash dancers that created half of those dances, that could have been our time, that we could have went out there and performed that. That would have been big for all of us.
Yes.
Yeah. But fortunately, you know, it doesn't have to be one or the other. So I hope that, you know, ultimately what happens is that you guys will also get the shine you deserve. And the reason I was asking before about why it's so important about who made the dance, that was kind of like, I already know the answer. Right. You guys work so hard to create these dances. It is not the same as just performing somebody else's dance. Like, I remember the first time I tried to do a dance and I was like sweating for 3 days straight. And it was like, this is so much harder than I ever imagined. And that was just me copying. I was doing Renegade. I picked the hardest one ever. It was so bad. Yeah. But I was like, this is me just copying Jalea's dance. I'm not even trying to make up my own dance. Like, the level of effort and artistry that you guys put into it is so huge.
Yeah.
And it can lead you to more opportunities, right?
Right.
You could be choreographers, you could be backup dancers, you could be like whatever.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, for sure.
Okay, well, I'm super excited that she got in touch with you guys, and I think this is a great opportunity for everyone to realize that, like, you know, she can come around, connect with you, we can make the situation right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to mention?
Do you want to mention anything, Chris?
I'm good. I think we established everything.
All right, we set the record straight. Let's see if someone else wants to come in here. You guys stay. Don't leave. Don't just leave me here by myself, because I'll be like so lonely and weird.
But I got my just box.
And Maya, I'm still gonna call your mom later today. I mean, I'm sure that you guys have just been having the craziest day ever.
All right. Yeah, you can call her whenever. She took off She took off because she knew how much emails and like it was that. It was literally that. We've gotten so much, and we're still getting more.
Whoa. All right, let's see. Dr. Buffoni, I really wanted Dr. Buffoni to come because he's actually been on Good Morning America. And I think the other thing is that people, you know, a lot of times we don't understand when you see someone on a interview show, what's going on behind the scenes. Like who actually made the decision, right?
Right.
Who has the final say? Who is in control? And so Buffoni was on Good Morning America, and I really wanted to talk to him about that, but it says he has to update this. He's got the old Instagram.
He said he said I'm here.
Yeah, he's here. It won't let
but
him
it said
request.
it won't let him in because it says he has the old version of Instagram. Sorry to blow up your spot, Dr. Buffoni, that you haven't updated yet. I can't. You got to update your app. I added Maya.
Maybe he can go back in time in the app store.
I don't know what to tell you.
He said
5 minutes. It takes that long to update your app. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, Maya. Whoa, you okay?
Yeah.
What's going on over there? Do you guys all know each other?
No, I don't know.
Okay, Maya, introduce yourself.
My name is Maya. Nice meeting you.
My name's Chris.
I'm also Maya.
You're Maya's.
Oh, you're the shade room, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I wanted to bring Maya here because she runs my shade room, and I just wanted to know like what your thoughts are on the situation.
Oh.
Well, it's kind of like I've been running a T page for about 2 years now. Right. I think the dance credit situated started last year. It started with D1 Naya, right? Asking for credit.
Yeah.
Okay, so it started there, and even before that, I noticed that like it wasn't specific dances that people were taking, but then I just noticed that like a lot of the TikTok dances, they seem to kind of resemble like dub smash challenges that we were doing like years before that. So it was already something I noticed before, but then it became like a topic of conversation. So Naya asked for credit, and I made a post about it, and it was just like you get like a whole bunch of comments, just like comments, people like hating on the person that asked for the credit. And that just made me really sad to see, right? Because you would think that people would like put themselves in like the other person's shoes. Like if I made a viral dance, I would want people to know that I made the dance, right? And then there's opportunities that people like Addison Rae, Charlie D'Amelio get for blowing up, and already there's not really a whole lot of like Black creators at the top like that. So we already want to see more Black people at the top. So when you see like all of these other creators like that get big like that from dances that Black creators make, it's really sad to see that like a lot of people they don't understand where people are coming from with that, So I feel like the whole dance credit situation with Addison, to me, I don't think that she has like bad intentions. Like I don't think that she just wants to be stealing people's dances. I don't think any of that is her intention. For me, the problem is that like it's not. And then even with her being involved in something last year, and on top of all that, to me, the problem for me with that is that she didn't even think about it, even after all that. So that's why I was upset, sort of. So
yeah.
And then I kind of came at her hard, and I shouldn't have, but that's what was on my mind. That's the way that's the lens I was looking at it through, kind of like that. That's the way I was seeing it at the time that I made the post. So
yeah, that makes sense. Maya, were you gonna say something? Other Maya?
Oh yeah, I completely agree. Like, yeah, like I understand where she's coming from when she said like, the repeat kind of, you would have thought, you would kind of learn from like the past. But yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I think this is all too common where, I see a lot of these comments where people are saying she's just doing her dance. It's not her fault. She's so famous. But I do think it's like with great power comes great responsibility. And once you are that famous, and a lot of it is because you're an attractive white woman, like it is your responsibility to take care of that privilege and like open the door for other people. And even if that means, I mean, I don't know what it looked like at the Fallon show, obviously, but sticking your neck out a little bit and saying like, hey, I don't want to do this segment unless you put the creators' names on the screen or whatever that looks like. It doesn't have to be as extreme as like, we got to fly both of you out with
Yeah.
24 hours notice, but just like, if I'm going to do this, I want you, the segment producers, to know that this is actually somebody else's dance and you need to put them on the screen. I think it would be very unlikely and in very poor taste if the Fallon show was like, no. Like they're not going to want to say no. People want to give credit, I think, but I think we need to really, I do think she has a responsibility, and all the really sort of like powerful, super famous, predominantly white TikTokers have a responsibility to like lift other people up with them.
Even like you said with the naming situation, like the interviews that I got today, that's like one of the main things I said. Even if it just said Mya and Chris made the dance, that's all. That's literally all.
It's not that deep.
It's never.
It's not that deep, and it's not deep. It's not hard. Sometimes it's a little awkward, because you have to think about something other than yourself, and maybe we're not used to that as people, but at the end of the day, you're doing the right thing. So I hope that going forward, these super big creators and the shows that put them on, like the Tonight Show, really think deeply about like what's at the root of this, like who made up that dance that you're doing, or at least they ask the question, did you make it up? And if she's like no, it's like, okay, well then who did?
Yeah.
And that conversation can be had, so it's like, okay, well let's find their acts and put them on the screen. So I hope that this changes
Yeah,
a little
me.
bit.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to bring Dr. Buffoni in. If anyone wants to, Chris and Mya, if you guys want to drop off, whoever wants to drop off. I feel like I've kept you here for a while. Mya, Joe, you're trying to leave. You're like, I'm out of here. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Oh, another issue is like, even if like they do tag people, they'll like only tag one of us. Like they'll only tag Mya.
And yes, that's a big issue. Like a lot of people only tag me and they don't tag me and Chris, or even like sometimes if they don't tag none of us. But y'all, it's never that hard. Like you could literally just put the hashtag up with Mya X Chris. A lot of people don't even do that.
Yeah. I just saw in one of the comments saying, like, not to call anyone out in the comments, but saying, you have a lot of followers. What more do you want? And I think it's like,
it's not even, yeah, it's not about the followers. It's about the recognition. Like, you gotta act like you're me right now, that you just made this viral dance and it's made it to TV. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also, a lot of people are here trying to make a career on social media. They're trying to make this career on social media. And what that means is ultimately making a living. And you can have like millions of followers. That doesn't necessarily mean you're making a living. You have to take these logical next steps. You have to go into traditional entertainment. You want to go on the Tonight Show. Like, everybody deserves recognition and credit for the things that they create. And that is not something like all these comments of people being like, just be happy with what you have, is people trying to keep you down. And it's like, don't be mad at people for trying to get theirs.
Right.
Dr. Buffoni, great to have you.
Thank you for having me. I mean, if you think about, Addison was on the show to promote her new single.
Right.
She has a film coming out soon, all because she was TikTok famous, right? From doing dances just like we saw her do, right? And so again, it's all part of this, culture, right? That produces fame.
Yeah, there's always next steps. It's like, okay, you got the following on social. Now you're going to try to release a single. Now you're going to do this. But it's like, why are we trying to keep people at a certain level and put a cap on their career like that? And is anybody saying that to Addison? Is anyone saying, Addison, stay in your lane, stop trying to make a single, stop trying to get on TV? People are celebrating that, as they should.
As they should. Like, you want to continue to grow. You can't just not stop.
Yeah.
You can't set a limit. You cannot set a limit. You got to keep going. That's why people grow. That's why I feel like, because I don't set limits for myself. I just do what I have to do. That's why I'm so, you know, and I stay humble. That's why I get so many opportunities, and I'm blessed, literally. It's like you can't set limits for yourself. Even if, like, people are saying how many followers, I can get more than that.
And it's also, you know, just if nobody knows that you did the dance, you won't get the same amount of opportunities. The opportunities only come when people continue to say your names. The opportunities come when Addison hits you up and is like, come out to LA. Like, who knows what doors are going to open because of this happening? I'm excited for you.
Yeah, it does.
Buffoni, Dr. Buffoni, you were on Good Morning America. So can you tell me a little bit about, like, what is it like when you're on a show like that? Like, what does it look like on the inside?
Yeah, so we were talking about this earlier. A lot of it, and I'm not making apologies for anyone, but a lot of it makes you feel like you have no power. Mm-hmm. And I think for especially like Chris, Mya, you do have power. Just remember that. And I think Barry was saying that earlier, right? You just have to remember what your values are, which y'all have both really expressed well, and stick with them. So for instance, when I was on Good Morning America, that was almost 2 years ago, they called me and they said, hey, we want to fly you out to New York. You'll be on the show this week. You'll dance with us in, you know, our Times Square studio. And my first thing was, because if you know me, I dance with my students, right? I'm not really known for dancing by myself. And so the first thing I said was, okay, that's really awesome. How many students can come? And they were like, okay, we'll call you back. And I said, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to be on Good Morning America. And then, you know, an hour later they called and they said, okay, we have a film crew on the way to the airport. We're going to film from your classroom. And so it was a different Good Morning America experience, but it was still Good Morning America. But I was able to bring my students in and say, like, hey, if I'm on this show, this is how it has to be, right? Mm-hmm. And so, for instance, if we're talking about Fallon, and again, this is not the first time Fallon has done the TikTok dances segment. He did it with Charlie D'Amelio about a year ago. Mm. But you just come in from the very beginning and you say, like, this is how it has to be if I'm involved. And I mean, this has been a conversation in Hollywood for the last few years with inclusion writers, right? An inclusion writer. So, for instance,
do you guys know what that is?
Do you want to explain it, or you want me to explain it? You explain it.
Oh shit!
I'll do it. Okay. So it's basically if I'm going to sign a contract to be in a movie, like Avengers or whatever it is, I can say, okay, half of the people working on the production need to be people of color, or queer people, or trans people, or whatever it is. Or you can, you know, have certain benchmarks that need to be hit in terms of who is hired and who is paid, right? And so, for instance, I'm not saying that I did an inclusion writer with Good Morning America, but my involvement meant that my Black students had to be there with me, right? And I did last year, I was on Fox 26 locally, which I think y'all were on earlier today. And, you know, my students and I were at the studio and we're warming up, getting ready to dance. And then the producer comes out and says, okay, this is how it's going to go. Dr. Buffoni, you're going to dance by yourself as like the teaser with the before the commercial break. And then your students will come in during the segment. And I was like, whoa, that's not what we agreed upon, right? I'm not here to dance by myself while my students watch. That's not my thing, right? And so the woman was like, okay, well, we really want you to dance. I said, okay, well, I'm not doing that. And so then she left and came back and said, okay, well, I talked to the team, y'all can all dance. But I stayed firm. Also because I don't want to be this cringy, like, old white guy dancing by myself on TV, right? Because I keep seeing this video of Addison and I keep saying, that's what I would look like. That would be me, right? And that's not what I'm about. And so I think, like, again, like, the issue of crediting is so important. And I think, you know, in this case, Addison, or her team, really, y'all gotta remember, and not just y'all three, she has a team, like a legit team, agents. She's living the dream. I mean, a different dream. But if you have people that have your values, that share your values, right? Like anti-racist values and inclusive values, they'll know that, this needs to be done a certain way. We need to credit the dancers, right? There's no reason they can't, again, list your names, put a picture of you, even put the videos side by side, which again would not make her look as well. But it's a part of it's part of having those values and sticking to them, And it also says something about Fallon's team, right? Because again, like, they're the ones with power, and if Fallon does it one way, that's going to dictate how James Corden's show does it, how Ellen does it, how all of these late night shows do it, right? And if, again, we shouldn't even be here right now. I'm glad we are, because y'all are getting this, amazing credit right now. But this is the conversation we had 14 months ago, right, with Jalea and Renegade. We're having the same exact conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Sounds
great.
about white.
Ooh, yeah, I do. I mean, I go back to what I said before, where it's like, if you have a lot of power on the internet or in general, like Fallon, so much power. He has the ability to make somebody famous essentially overnight. He can put anybody on. The viewership is millions and millions and millions of people. You have a responsibility with that amount of privilege, beyond just the fact that you're like a rich guy, but like as a white person too, to like put other people on. And I think people just need to get more in the habit of that and think about it. We get so caught up in our own lives, and it's like, I don't know. It's not an excuse to say you forget, but you just have to like start to train yourself to think like, I got to think about other people besides myself.
Right. And I mean, so much of it goes back to, it's easy. It's easy to just say, oh yeah, I'm on Fallon, I'm going to do whatever it is. Or, hey, this girl's going to do these dances. Like, that's easy. It's easy. We've all been there where we tried to find dance credit, like who created a video. And it's hard sometimes, And I'll post and I'll say like, hey, like, who knows the choreographer? And then I'll add it once I get it. But that's a step further that people don't want to take, right? Because they want to do the easy thing.
But it's
right?
like, she knew that we made the dance stuff.
Oh, I know. I'm with you.
Right. A lot of people.
Team Chris and Mya, okay?
Yeah.
And maybe it was uncomfortable. We don't know. It's possible. We don't really know what goes on behind the scenes. As Dr. Buffoni said, the power dynamics inside these late night shows are really weighted in favor of the hosts, right? Like, you are the talent. You're like, thank you so much for the opportunity to be on your show, Mr. Fallon. Like, it's terrifying. And if they don't like you and they don't invite you back, it could severely hurt your career. And so like, you want them to like you so badly, and it can nobody wants to kick up dust. They don't want to be like, excuse me.
Well, I'll say this. Exactly what you're saying is, and y'all will realize this, hopefully. I mean, hopefully you don't realize exactly what I'm going to say, but I've been on Good Morning America, Inside Edition, Access Hollywood, yada, yada, yada. But I've also interviewed with Ellen 3 times. I've never been on Ellen. I've signed a contract with the Kelly Clarkson Show. I've never been on the Kelly Clarkson Show. So on and so, I've Netflix interview. I was a finalist for The Amazing Race. I've never been on The Amazing Race. So there is that in the back of your head where you're like, I'm not going to get this. If I cause too much trouble, I'm not going to get it. But you have to, again, stay true to your values, stay true to who you are, and what it needs to look like for you to be involved, right? Because it's not worth selling out, and it's not worth losing who you are just to be on Ellen. My 2 cents.
I mean, for her, she got so much backlash. I'm sure she's like, well, it probably would have been much easier if I had
yeah. And I will say this. A year ago with the Charli D'Amelio Renegade issue, she immediately started crediting dancers on TikTok. She still gives dance credit. And at the end of the day, we got to remember that even though we look at like Addison Rae, Lauren Gray, Charli D'Amelio as these like TikTok celebrities that have penetrated the mainstream, they're still teenagers. Yeah. Like, and think about, y'all are still growing up. Barry and I, we did some stupid stuff when we were teenagers.
I was perfect.
Barry was perfect. But,
I never got in trouble.
Our brains aren't developed, right? So, hopefully this is a learning experience. It sounds like she's doing the right thing. And I mean, again, like Barry said, with great power comes great responsibility. And I think by having this conversation in a very public way, we can start to change, the community culture.
This can't happen again.
Can't.
Done. I'm over it. I don't have the
and I want to say one real quick.
These nasty Instagram posts once a year.
No, I don't like it. I will say though, I love that we got some Houston talent in the house right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got the Houston connection going on. And I love that about Dub Smash is it's not New York and LA, right? It's really across the country, across the world, but really anyone has access. Everyone could be a part of this conversation. Everyone could be included. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
That was beautiful, Dr. Buffoni. Thank you. That touched me. Thank you so much for coming. Maya and Chris, do you guys have anything else you guys want to say on this?
No, just a big thanks still to the people that's done our challenge. Thank you, thank you, thank
Yes,
you. If we
thank you.
all not even be here right now, like it's crazy.
Definitely.
Let's just make sure we keep that energy up. We keep reposting you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
We'll keep it going. And I'll see you guys next week or something in LA.
Right.
Hi.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. Seems like a happy ending.
It does. It does. I love you all.
Love you too.
Bye. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.